been repaired. It will be reconstructed and painted white to match. There's also some parking area that is adjacent to concrete, which the concrete was done a few years ago, and it's fairly nice and new. They're going to do the same in the back area of their building where the asphalt and whatnot is in poor shape. So it'll be concrete to match the neighborhood. The front side wall will be repaired, any damaged brick and mortar will be replaced, and they are proposing to leave the faded look of the brick on the outside wall as it is. And then page 10 will show the backside wall, which any damaged block will be repaired, and then we painted white to match the rest. And when it comes to the rear door, aside from being painted white, they're looking to change that from a single to a double door, which will accommodate deliveries for the incoming business. Getting into the last section of the report, which is the sign. The sign, you're going to have a rendition or somewhat of a rendition on page 1 in your packet. They're proposing to install a cedar wood stain to appear as the example picture. The lettering of the sign will be metal and will be painted white, and the name of the business is Carolina Moon Home Furnishing. I believe we may have a sample of the lettering.
I do not have the actual sample.
Okay.
It will just be cut out metal, painted the pure white. That's the same paint as the front of the building as well. With the
Okay.
same color.
The application has been reviewed for compliance with all requirements. Staff does recommend approval of the proposed alterations, that they do meet all of the city Florida code requirements. Both alterations will definitely improve the appearance of the building and the viability of the historic area, and the proposed sign will be a welcome update to the current facade of that building.
Any questions from the commission of staff? Yes, Mr. Tierney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On page 6 is where you indicate the vinyl siding. On page 5, that picture did not come out very clearly. Yes, it's an upgrade to what's there now, since that's pretty well deteriorating, plywood or
Yeah.
something like that. But that, if I'm remembering correctly, that is what faces the parking lot that is going to be reconstructed?
Correct.
Okay, so, and I know that it's only that triangle at the top, so it's not a very big
Correct.
area. We're okay with the white vinyl.
I believe so, yes.
Um,
This will be a similar, even though it's not as visible, this will be similar to what was undertaken here on South Market. The new salon that went in, where the alley comes back up behind. This is going to be the same type of vinyl siding that would be very, very comparable.
Okay, very good. And then on page 7, I believe it's page 7, you mentioned something about parking.
Yes, there is an area directly behind the building where the parking area is deteriorated. That is the area with which will be done in concrete to match the neighbor directly to the west.
And Annalise, those are your spots, those are not the public spots? There were some spots that came with your building?
I'm sorry, Annalise, if you're the applicant, would you come up and address the podium, please?
Well, we might as well come up because he's doing some of it too.
And state your name and address, please.
Okay. Annalise Kimmel, 8453 Covington Bradford Road.
Okay, and the gentleman you have with you is,
This is Dustin Kimmel, representative for Kimmel Hall LLC.
okay. If you would address Mr. Tierney's question, then, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to verify that we're talking about the spots that are associated with your building and not the public spots.
Correct.
It's,
Yeah.
it's the, I believe it was an abandoned alley, is what.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, the applicants are here. Are there any questions of the applicants? I do want to, for the record, indicate that I have represented Kimmel, Ohio in the past. I organized their LLC. Annalise, do I currently represent Kimmel, Ohio in any manner?
No.
So there's no current representation.
You use the term abandoned alley, you mean vacated?
From the drawings that I do have from Mr. Grillo, it states that that was an abandoned alley.
Yeah,
And there's,
It's just the language they used on it. It was, that's why I asked for some clarification because, you know, it's right next to the police department. You've got the J.C. Penney lot that we're reconstructing and redoing. So we knew there were a few spots that are not part of that, and these must be those.
Okay, so it is vacated.
It's theirs, whether it's vacated, whatever the language was. So-
Abandoned is still an alley.
Well, I understand. I think there were some difficulty finding the exact language. It's that old.
And if you have been back in that area lately, the neighbor directly next door, which is a salon, they have a patio area and whatnot outside, and all of that concrete was redone, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and it comes out to where they do have, I think the girl that owns that salon drives a Suburban, and it fits back there on her concrete portion behind her building and shop. So this was going to come out approximately the same distance as what that does.
be roughly 10 feet away from the building, square up adjacent to the concrete pad that's there.
Any other questions of the
But the
applicant?
city satisfied it's no longer an alley.
Other
I
questions?
shouldn't ask.
Let's put it this way, if it's not theirs, they're improving it for our benefit.
What he said.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions to staff? Commission want to take action on this matter?
Move for approval?
Is there a motion to approve? Is there
I'll
support for the motion?
second that.
Second by Mr. McGarry. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mr. Force?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
It's approved.
Next matter to come before the commission is Historic District application for 10 North Market Street. Does staff have a report?
We do. The applicant is also Annalise Kimmel. This is for the location at 10 North Market Street. They're looking at doing some exterior painting and signage. They are proposing to paint the window frames in the front door of the building. SW6991 Black Magic, as you can see in the rendition. And as I understand, the second story windows, it will just be the window trim that would be painted to black to match. Also, they're looking at installing a new wall sign. I have a rendition placed in front of Mr. Cappers there for you to take a look at. It would be the one on the bottom. It will be made to resemble the previous sign, size-wise. Background will be black, the letters will be as you see it there. They're allowed up to 40 and a half square feet. They're looking at 16 square feet, well below their maximum. It'll be the North Market Business Center. The application has been reviewed for compliance, and the staff does recommend approval for both paint and sign. That the paint will repair the existing chip paint, and then the proposed sign will complement the exterior of the building.
Any questions of staff by the commission?
I'm a little confused in the packet. I thought maybe there was something wrong with the reception on my computer, but I see after, and there's nothing.
I did not put this together, so I don't know what happened there. I'd have to ask Shannon. And I don't know if that was just a mistake on her part and how that was done.
Any other questions of staff? The applicant's here. Any questions of the applicant? Commission want to take any action?
Move for approval.
Motion to approve, support for the motion?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Mahan. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Yes, I know. Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mr. Force?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
It's approved.
Matters are approved. Next matter to come before the commission is Historic District application for 8 North Market Street. The staff have a report.
Yes, Leslie Trimlock, Studio 14 Creative Arts is the applicant. They are looking for approval to install 2 different window signs. The signs measure a total of 7.81 square feet. They're allowed up to 23.37 square feet. They are as you see them in the rendition provided, as these signs were installed on the glass prior to application and presentation to Planning Commission.
So these are the signs that they're asking for approval from.
And they are already there. With the exception of the banner that is shown in that rendition, that banner was a temporary item advertising the grand opening, and it is no longer there. And they are vinyl in material, applied to the glass. Staff does recommend approval. They meet all the City of Troy sign code. They will not detract from historic integrity, and the proposed colors will complement the existing color of the building.
Thank you. Any questions of staff?
Do complement.
Does the commission wish to take any action on this matter?
Move for approval?
Is there support for the motion? Is there support for the motion?
Second.
A second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mr. Force?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Approved.
Does staff have anything else to come
I
before the
have
commission?
nothing else, and I cannot speak for Tim.
Tim, you have nothing? Mr. Harris, do you have anything you want to present to the commission? Sir, we didn't hear from you. Were you the applicant in this last matter?
No,
Okay.
that's Bill Wetzer, counsel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I should say our counsel primary one.
Primary letter. Okay, good. Does the commission have anything else they want to discuss? Mr. Titterton?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As an FYI, in the future, we will begin seeing more correspondence and exercising more oversight, I guess, with and for and on behalf of the Beautification Committee. I did not bring the section of the code, but under the zoning section, there is some oversight, light oversight, I guess, by the Planning Commission of what goes on with the Beautification Commission and some of the decisions, such as the flowers that they have downtown and some of the ideas that they have.
Really?
I mean, it's not, you know,
thought
it's
the
not
beautif-
militant, but they are, under the code, required to bring recommendations to the Planning Commission, talk through, you know, what they want to do for the next year, their recommendations for the colors and the types of flowers and the planters. And we've seen that grow, and it's particularly important as we move forward with the Riverfront Corridor study, that we work more in concert. It also gives everyone an opportunity to really understand what their budget requests are every year. Again, moving forward, we expect that budget to grow over time. And there are various components to that budget that it would be helpful for them, for us as well, to review those. It's not every action that they take. In the past, I guess they had been providing copies of their minutes, their monthly meeting minutes. The president was a little surprised that they hadn't been feeding those to us. And so one of the things that we'd like to do is every month include that just as an information piece in the packet so we know what's going on.
Look, I always thought that the beautification committee was reporting to the market. That's why you brought the code, didn't it?
No, it's not, but it did dawn on me that it is in the zoning code.
Because part of their budget is part of our board budget.
It is. I mean, the park board does Jeremy does help,
Right.
but I'll get you that section of
If
it.
you would.
But just so you know, when you see these, we're not going to see them regularly. Maybe, most likely, maybe one meeting just before the budget process starts to talk about what they plan to do and how it fits in with the downtown and some of the things that we want to do in the future.
Sounds good.
So that's the first item. The second item, it relates to the riverfront corridor. We did have the big reveal, I guess, on Monday night. It was very well attended, I thought. There were a lot of participation. Several surprises, I think, on the what do they call it? The dot accuracy. I don't know. Whatever the dot exercise, whatever they call that. And so I was wondering if maybe at a future meeting, we shouldn't go through maybe the presentation on an accelerated basis, because it's 95 slides, just to understand, what they gathered in their research as a basis for some of the ideas and the recommendations that they're making.
I think that'd be appropriate.
We will set that up. That's all I have.
I have a matter that I want to bring to the Commission's attention. Something I've talked about before. We had made a decision as a planning commission some time ago as a part of the historic district permission for the 2 signs on the Masonic Temple building for the Mumford & Sons. We had indicated at that time that they would be on that building for a year. It's now been past a year. We kind of glossed over it in the hope that the city would become one of those, the city was trying to compete for some recognition.
ABC.
We're not going to take them down then. I like them. I don't mind if they stay up, but I think we ought to have a discussion at our next meeting that we have with other matters on the agenda about maybe reversing our position and saying that's appropriate, let's keep it up if that's what we're going to do. If not, we ought to go ahead and do what we told them we would do 2 years ago. So everybody be thinking about it, and Sue is a part of the agenda matter. Next time we have something else on our agenda, let's put that as a matter of discussion.
Mr. Chair, can I suggest that maybe staff reach out to Troy Main Street and the Chamber, since they're downtown advocates, as well as the Masonic Temple, to make sure that they're okay with them staying, if in fact that's decided.
Great idea.
Get your input.
Okay. Anything else to come before the commission? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilkie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.